This week's podcast is about a Highland distillery known as Edradour, the smallest distillery in Scotland with some great expressions and history. Welcome to Savor Whiskey. I'm not selling and I'm not yelling. I'm here to introduce you to the good life and to hopefully settle your life down and introduce to you an appreciation of the wonderful world of whiskey travel and life's joy. Let's learn about Edradour. The early story of whiskey in Scotland is largely undocumented. It is thought that prior to the 15th century, whiskey existed for medicinal use, drinking and sharing in small gatherings. Believed to have unique capabilities to prolong life, it was called the water of life. The story of Edradour and the distillery is intimately caught up in the dramatic history of the development of Scotch whiskey. Before whiskey became synonymous with Scotland, respected and prized throughout the globe, it was produced on a small scale in pot stills and illegally, mostly in the Highlands. Edradour was no different and distilled throughout the struggles between the illicit stills of the Highlanders, who simply wished to make whiskey, and the officialdom of the excise officers, who were out to stop them avoiding duty or tax. With the Excise Act of 1823 encouraging licensing and reducing duty paid on spirit, it became more attractive to move away from the illicit stills to a legal entity. As a result, Edradour was duly founded in 1825 as a cooperative of local farmers. Edradour has always been a survivor through both lean and prosperous times, and perhaps by virtue of its small size, has been able to more easily adapt to changing circumstances. From the original success story of blended whiskey to ownership by the New York Mafia, from large corporate ownership to a welcome return to Scottish hands. Today, under the keen skills of Andrew Symington, master of the Quaich, Edradour Distillery is now producing, along with traditional, handmade farm whiskey, innovative new single malts. Small is beautiful after all. If you visit the distillery, there is a great chance you'll see owner Andrew driving a forklift, or actually meet him in person at the well-stocked tourist reception. I was lucky to meet the man and legend in person. Let me say, a finer gentleman you will not find. He also runs a bottling concern in addition to the distillery called Signatory Brands with equal deftness. Let's do a tasting of Edradour Super Tuscan. To my eye, it's a wonderful burnished gold. Your nose knows. Raspberries and blackberries, sugar cookie dough, vanilla, leather, old musty books, and a healthy dose of ethanol. This is Boozy on the nose. Let's taste Slanja. Wow, a lot of funk up front. Middle Eastern spices, soaked decaying wood, sweet malty cereal, then currants, raspberry drizzle, and a wine explosion. It's a great mix of very earthy flavors with bright red and black fruit. A lot of wine influence here, including a dose of tannin. The finish is dark, woody, and heavy, long, earthy, funky woody notes mixed with those dark forest fruits. I'm getting some vanilla, a little baking spices, and sweet cereal. No bitterness at all. There may be a sulfur, matchstick note in the funk, especially here on the finish. Thanks for listening. Apologies for any mispronunciation. Gaelic is one of the most difficult languages in the world. Remember to savor whiskey and don't drink and drive. And don't forget to keep learning and loving. Life is too short for having a bad time. Life is about passionate living. Good food, fine whiskey, and great people make you worthy of it all. I'm Carl Cimini for Savor Whiskey. For more information, please visit Savor Whiskey on Facebook or at the website savorwhiskey.com to find out about Scotland, whiskey, and tastings in your area. Or simply follow this podcast on your favorite platform. And always remember, savor whiskey with friends and thusly savor the good life.